There are certain processes that take place whenever anything is manifested in the physical reality. Whenever you want to bring forth that new job, that new relationship, that transition in your career, lifestyle, new ways of experiencing reality, so forth and so on, there's a process that takes place, and here's what it is.
You are the self, the one all-encompassing reality.
So welcome to Spirit Trek. I am Sage, and I want to talk about manifestation once again. This concept is so important because our life is a creation process. This vessel that we have is great for creating and for manifesting physical realities. So in that physical reality manifestation process, there is something that has to take place, and that is it has to be birthed. It has to be initiated into this reality. And it's quite simple. Whenever a human comes into this reality, whenever an animal or a being comes here, it is birthed through a portal, through a vessel, through a sea, whatever, through the darkness. And out of that darkness comes a light, a life form, a beingness, which is you and I, and many other multitudes of self, many other variations of self. So whenever you want a new career, whenever you want to live in a new reality, new earth, whenever you are hoping to embark upon a more expansive relationship, the list continues, right? There are countless things that we hope for in this reality and are creating, most of which aren't actually as specific as, you know, I want to be with this person, or I want this job, or I want this and that and that. Really get to the essence of what you want. I want this feeling, this experience, this embodiment. That's the true essence of what we're asking for. And that's what is projected into the universe, and that is what meets us. And it doesn't always meet us in the form of a specific person, place, or thing, because the essence is what matters, and the embodiment is what matters. So it has to be birthed. It has to come through a portal. You have to be initiated into that process, into that manifestation. For example, I recently had a trip to Costa Rica, 2 weeks. It was beautiful and expansive and just divine in so many ways. And I had 3 portions to that experience, 3 key realities or dreams or worlds within that Costa Rican experience. And each reality that I entered into had its own initiation process. The first initiation was a week long, and it was prior to me even entering into Costa Rica. And on the night before I left, that was the key point, the peak of the initiation. Basically, I had to face myself in many ways. I had to become fully transparent and honest with myself, with my mother, with the woman I'm talking to, with everything, and just really face that. I couldn't run from myself anymore. And on that peak of the initiation, the spirit and the emotional body was really at unrest. So I was up all night. My physical body couldn't even rest because I had to find that balance point within myself, that cohesiveness, that beingness. I had to align to my true essence, what I'm trying to say, my true being. And until I found that within myself, I could not enter into Costa Rica, or else I would be tormented spiritually and emotionally. And luckily, I took responsibility and I found it. And as soon as I found the balance within myself, I found rest, I found peace, and I found solace. And that allowed me to experience Costa Rica how I needed to experience Costa Rica. Other initiations, for example, in Costa Rica, at an Envision festival, the first night of the festival, huge rainstorm, massive rainstorm, just drenching, like maybe an hour and a half, but it was coming down. And we were camping out there, and we're out there in nature, in the jungle, and it's tough when it's raining like that in that environment with all these people and lack of resources and access to certain things. That initiation was huge because what it did was it allowed me and others to let go fully, to release. This happened because, you know, like the tent being really wet, I'm drenched in water, and I'm walking in mud and running through mud and all this stuff, trying to, navigate and get through it all. And my stuff got, wet in the tent, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, whatever. And I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? it's already happened. It's done. You know, I'm already here. I'm already wet. There's mud everywhere. The tent's whatever. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's have a good time. Let's just go out and really just let go and enjoy the experience fully, because why not? The worst has happened. And that really set forth the festival in a beautiful way. It let people really just let go, and let me let go of my mind and of worry and of things that could happen or might happen, because a lot had already happened. So it really just put you into the experience of the festival, and from there it was beautiful. Everything continued to go upward from there. Those are examples of initiation processes. One more I'll share, even just because I want to really get the point across. After the festival, we leave. Me and my friends leave to go to an Airbnb, and you know, we can't find the Airbnb. It's late at night. The taxi's trying to find it. We're going up this huge mountain, like this crazy mountain. 30 minutes, 40 minutes up this mountain in the dark with the taxi, and there are no addresses in Costa Rica. So we can't find it, and we have to go back down the mountain. The taxi driver almost falls asleep behind the wheel, so we have to stop on the side of the road for like 40 minutes for him to take a nap at 3 a.m. in the morning in the middle of Costa Rica. Like this kind of stuff, you know. Then we have to find a hotel, hostel last minute, and all this without phone service, and the list goes on. But it was all an initiation process into what I would call a very divine and heavenly experience at the Airbnb the next couple of days. So the next morning we got up, it ended up working out perfectly. We found out why we missed it, where it was. The owner of the Airbnb finally got back to us after being ghosted the entire day prior to. And we ended up getting there, and it was perfect. Everything worked out perfectly. We got an extra day for free, and the experience was well worth it. So these are initiations. What they do is they test you. They give you the opportunity to decide, do you really want this or not? And that's the most important part of this whole process. As you go through that darkness of the initiation, the ceremony, the birthing process, that darkness, you have an option to turn back. I would say, oh my God, this is too much. I don't want this. You know, I'm not so sure anymore if this is for me. And if you go back, you just hand over your blessing. You just return the manifestation before it ever came out into the reality. And if you go forward with it, then you have to bear that storm, take the lessons in those moments, be the observer. Don't give yourself away to pure emotional turbulence, and don't give yourself away to mental blockages and chaos. Be the observer. To pay attention to what's happening. It's all synchronistic. There are all signs placed in your experience to show you something, to give you that option, and to allow you to move through it into your next phase, your next reality. So yeah, some things have to die in order to be for new things to come into existence. Wabi sabi. It's a constant cycle of death and rebirth. And the death might feel scary at first, but the death is an opportunity, because new things are coming as a result of this process. So pay attention to your life and to what you're trying to bring to this existence. See where you might be going through certain initiation processes, or certain births and deaths and all that, right? Pay attention. The darkness is not always a bad thing. There is nothing that's inherently good or evil or bad or good. In this reality, it's all neutral. It's up to you to determine what you want to experience. And if you remain neutral and balanced within yourself, then all that you experience will be of a benefit to your overall progression and evolution in this lifetime, in this vessel. So with that being said, Wholeness family, much love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Let us continue to manifest in this great expansive energy of 2018. What a year we are in. What a moment we are in. What an opportunity this is. Blessings.